Let's admit it, we've all been there. You're in your local cigar shop. You're browsing around for that cigar that you hadn't ever had before, and you stumble upon one that has a very nice or really cool band. So you decide, I'm going to pick this one up and go home. You cut it, you light it, only to find out it's an absolute flaming turd. Or the reverse can be true, that you wish that you had bought a box of those magical candy bars. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you my unexpected smoking experience with the Cosecha 151 TAA Solemn. The Cosecha 151 exclusive is a milestone release celebrating the 151st Cosecha harvest of the Plasencia family since 1865. As one of the most respected names in the cigar industry, Plasencia has consistently delivered cigars of unparalleled quality, and this limited edition release of the 6x54 Solomon represents the culmination of 5 generations of expertise. Some of the specs of the Solomon limited edition: it's 100% Honduran. Honduran wrapper, Honduran binder, Honduran filler. It has 4 vitolas: the Toro, which is a 6x52, the Robusto, which is a 5x50, the Churchill, which is 7x48, and this exclusive Solomon is a 6x54. The price tag on the Cosecha 151 ranges between $13 and $20, depending on the vitola that you actually select. It's a limited edition. There are only 500 number boxes, and the appearance and construction on this cigar is almost flawless. There are no lines, no wrapper lines, and they just did a fantastic job. It's very well humidified. I usually keep my cigars humidified around 68%, especially for the Honduran and Nicaraguan cigars. The wrapper, again, is very, very smooth, no noticeable veins. The bouquet on this particular cigar was clean earth, is what I want to say. Very clean earth. Wasn't a heavy, earthy aroma. I also picked up some sweet smell in this, almost like a chocolate, but I couldn't really tell exactly. The dry taste, there was just a whisper of pepper on my tongue, an unencumbered draw, and it was probably due to the entubado wrapping process that they use for the Plasencias. In my very first third of smoking the Solomon, due to its shape, you have to be very, very careful in how you light it. The foot is very narrow, so you want to be careful not to overlight the wrapper. Otherwise, you will receive a bitter flavor on the initial light. The combustion was really nice. After I was able to successfully toast the foot, I received notes of coffee bean, oak wood. There was some pepper on the initial light, and it had an amazing, creamy, well-balanced earthiness finish to it. However, let me warn you, the pepper spice on this, if you are a retrohale enthusiast, the pepper spice on the retrohale is, let's just say, it caught me off guard. I felt that pepper spice was very nice on the back of my throat, and I just continued on because that creamy finish was so nice on this particular cigar. Lots of pure smoke, and it burned very evenly. The ash was firm throughout the very first third. On the second third, the pepper spice actually mellowed significantly on that retrohale and at the back of my throat, and again, that creamy finish. I also picked up some cedar. Oak was still present. There was some chocolate. Chocolate came in the second third, and the pepper spice continued. But again, it was very mellow, and it was really an enhancement to the cigar smoking experience. I really enjoyed the complexity of the 151 is extremely elegant. On the final third, the strength advanced to full. There were plumes of smoke that continued here. It just kept me amazed how much smoke I was actually receiving during this smoking experience. Still pepper spice on the retrohale, and that draw was flawless. Again, I cannot emphasize enough that creamy, smooth finish. If you don't have the 2 hours, this might be something that you want to leave into your humidor until you actually have enough time to really sit down and enjoy the experience of smoking the Cosecha 151. I smile because of that intense pepper spice that I got on that very first third of the cigar. It was unexpected for me. It was not only through my nasal passages, but at the back of my throat also. But that creamy, that woodsy, that coffee finish was just mind blowing. The complexity of the cigar is something that you would want to experience. This cigar had all of the toys. It had fantastic smoke output, a very addictive flavor profile, amazing draw. The ash was solid and consistent. I may have dropped 3, maybe 4 ashes during my smoking session, and it just kept you guessing what was going to be the next wow from the first to the second to the last third of the cigar. It's rich, it's bold, but it's never overpowering. Definitely box worthy. And I can actually say I'm a fan of the Cosecha 151. So in my rating of the cigar, on appearance and construction, I gave it a 5. As I mentioned earlier, there's really no flaws whatsoever. It gives good rebound, which lets you know that it's humidified very well. The bouquet and the dry taste, again, I had the wood and the dry taste on it. The draw was flawless. I had a little bit of white pepper spice on the tongue. The smoking action, I've already mentioned. Smoke, smoke, and more smoke. The final finish, which is a flavor and lingering sensation, just very complex flavors. Again, coffee, oak wood, chocolate. I had a little bit of cedar in there. The pepper spice. The pepper spice. So in the final finish, I gave this a 4.0. The cigar to value. The smoking experience overall for the price that was paid. And I believe this Solomon, since it's a limited edition exclusive, was around $20 if I can remember properly. So my cigar to value, I gave the Cosecha 151 a 4.5. So my overall experience, I really enjoyed the cigar. This again is box worthy. I'm going to go out and see if I can actually find a box of the 151s. And my overall experience, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. So if you can find the Plasencia COSECHA 151 at your local cigar shop, I would suggest that you grab a handful and you go back home and you enjoy this cigar the way that I enjoyed this cigar. And one last thing, do you journal? Do you have a notebook where you actually capture your smoking experiences? I actually do. I journal, and this was my journal for the Cosecha 151. I gave my ratings here on this side here, and this side I keep my notes, and I also fill in, color, the actual flavor profiles within my flavor wheel so that I can remember. I can go back a year from now or next week, and I can go back and say, what did I really enjoy about this cigar? So if you don't journal, I would actually suggest that you start. And it's a great way to have immediate eyes on what you enjoyed or what you didn't even like about the different cigars that you have smoked. And it's a good way that over the years, if you smoke multiple cigars like I do each week, it's a good way of bringing your memory forward about what it was that you enjoyed about that cigar. So thank you for being with me on this review of the Cosecha 151. Until next time, cheers.